Let's do my March Madness predictions. I kind of already know what to pick because I kind of already did this rehearsal and everything. So, um, yeah, I predicted Alabama State to win in their first four game against whoever it was that they played. Kind of already forgot, but that was a really really good game. Who did they play? It's really gonna make it was Alabama State versus. Uh, Damn, I kind of just forget it. But I did have them winning, and it was a really good game. Go watch the highlights if you haven't seen it yet. But they're not beating Auburn. I will go with Louisville. This should be a really good game. It could go either way, but I will go with Louisville. I do have an upset here. This is probably going to be the only upset that I have for this region right here. UC San Diego, first time being in March Madness, so I'm going to pick them to make somewhat of a run here. Uh, this could definitely be an upset right here. I mean, Yale did upset Auburn last year as a 13th seed, so could they do it again as a 13th seed again? I could definitely see it because I'm not too big on Texas A&M, but I will stick with Texas A&M because I do have a decent amount of upsets coming up, so I don't want to go too crazy. Yeah, like 'cause this is the UC San Diego. I honestly, this is going to be my only upset for this region right here for South. Again, Yale could definitely do it, but I'm not going to choose it. I would not consider this an upset. I know a lot of people would, but I'm not too big on Ole Miss. I'm just not. So I would not consider this upset. Do I think North Carolina deserves to be in March Madness? No. I think Boise State should have made it over North Carolina for sure. But they won their first four games. They absolutely destroyed San Diego, and they get a lucky draw with Ole Miss. I don't like Ole Miss. I don't think they're all that good. So they get a lucky draw, and they're going to win against Ole Miss. Um, this one could definitely be upset too because Iowa State is missing two starters. They're missing two starters, I believe. But again, I don't have the balls to pick Lipscomb to the win. I don't have the balls, so I'm going to stick with Iowa State. Would I be absolutely surprised if the Lipscomb won? No, because Iowa State's injured pretty damn bad. But I'm not picking it though. Marquette versus New Mexico. I'm a little bit salty about not New Mexico, Marquette. I had picked Marquette to make it to the title game 2 years in a row, and obviously that was not the case. I will pick them though. I would not be surprised if New Mexico won, but I will stick with Marquette for now. And then yeah, this is pretty easy. It would be cool to see Bryant win, but Bryant's not beating Tom Izzo in March Madness. That's just not gonna happen. Do Norfolk State is not? They're not beating Florida. They're not beating Florida. Oklahoma is usually overrated. Give me UConn. This. I know a lot of people are disrespecting Memphis, and Memphis can definitely win this game. But I'm going to go with another upset. I don't really. It is an upset, but not really. But I will go with Colorado State to win. Grand Canyon can upset Maryland, but I'm not going to pick it. I will say I will pick Drake to beat Missouri. Missouri's not too impressive. And Drake needs to win at least one playoff game. They've been in this position countless times, and they have yet to win a round of 64 game. They have not won one in like forever. It's been quite some time. This is going to be one of my bigger upsets. I will pick UNCW to beat Texas Tech. Again, I'm not too impressive. Or Texas Tech is not too impressive to me. They're just not. And then UNCW actually almost beat Duke a couple years ago. Like 9 years ago, they almost beat Duke in March Madness as a 14th seed. So if they can almost beat Duke, I'm pretty sure they can beat Texas Tech. Yeah, Arkansas. Surprise. I know their head coach, John, I don't know how to say his last name. I know he's not too good in March Madness, but I think he can get a win over Kansas. Kansas has underperformed this season. Yeah, they're going to be. I think they're going to lose in the first round. And then it's really cool to see Omaha in March Madness for the first time ever. But they're not beating St. John's. Rick Pitino's, he's just doing a good job over there in St. John's. I would never pick a 16 seed to be the number 1 seed. I know it has happened a couple times the past couple of years with YMBC beating Virginia in 2016 and FDU beating Purdue like 2 years ago in 2023, but it's rare. Those are the only 2 times it has ever happened. I would never pick a 16 seed unless like the 16 seed is like Duke. Somehow Duke is the number 16 seed. Somehow, then maybe I would consider it because it's Duke. But other than that, like, nah. Give me Baylor over Mississippi State. Some of these SEC teams I'm just not a big fan of. Liberty over Oregon. Oregon usually is not too great in March Madness. I know a couple of years ago they made it to like the Elite Eight, but like overall they're just not too impressive. Give me Akron over Arizona. Again, Arizona hasn't been too great in March Madness the past couple of years. Akron's a pretty damn good 13th seed, so don't be surprised. Is it an upset still? Absolutely, it's still an upset. But it definitely can happen. I really wouldn't consider this an upset. VCU and BYU. If BYU could hit their shots, then they're probably gonna win. But let me take VCU in this. I think they can do another upset run like they did in 2011 when nobody thought they should be in March Madness in that year. I think it was in 2011 or 2013. I think it was 2011 where they made a massive run to the Elite Eight. I know some people are choosing Montana to win. I'm not one of those people. Give me Wisconsin. St. Mary's is going to beat Vanderbilt. Cool to see Vanderbilt in March Madness. I don't know if this is their first time. I think they made it a couple times before this. I just don't see St. Mary's losing in the first round again like they did last year. I just don't see it. This is definitely going to be the biggest upset. I mean, it's a 15 seed over a 2 seed. We have seen a couple of 15 seeds advance to the second round. St. Peter's being probably the most notable. Alabama's a little bit injured, if I'm not mistaken. And if they don't hit their 3-pointers, they have a chance to lose. They have a chance. It's a small chance. Listen, my bracket, regardless if I do safe picks or not, it's not going to be perfect. So might as well do some upsets. And if Robert Morris does win, I'm going to look like a genius. Do I feel confident about this pick? Absolutely the fuck not. But I'm going to stick with it. Like I said, I'm never going to pick a 16 seed to win. Gonzaga, even though they're not the same old Gonzaga, they're going to beat Georgia again, like I said. Some of these SEC teams I'm not too big on. Give me another upset, McNeese. I'm a little bit nervous about this one because Will Wade announced that he's leaving McNeese after this season to go to NC State. So I wonder if that's going to mess with the players' heads, and that might cost them to lose against Clemson. But I'm going to stick with McNeese. This could definitely happen. I mean, Purdue at 2023 lost to the 16th seed, an FDU, a very undersized FDU. High Point is a lot better than the FDU team. So give me High Point to win. This is another upset right here. I know Illinois can be very streaky. And this is definitely upset because literally Xavier was the last team to make it in this tournament. They played against Texas in the first 4 game, and I thought they were going to lose that game because they were losing to Texas by double digits, so it turned off the game. And I was very surprised to see a notification on my phone saying that Xavier came back and won. So I'm going to have Xavier actually. I just don't know. Illinois is very streaky. So they could be very hot or they could be very cold. So give me Xavier. I know Kentucky really has a really bad defense. So Troy could they could pull it off because of that shitty, putrid, squalid defense that Kentucky has. But I'm not. I don't want to go crazy with the upsets, even though somebody up already crazy. But I just don't want to go overboard with it. UCLA versus fun fact: a California college basketball team, has not won a title in like over 27 years. That's crazy to think, man, because they have UCLA, they have USC, they have Santa Barbara, they have San Francisco, they have like all these whole bunch of college basketball teams, and they had not won a single title in over 27 years. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw like a statistic or something like that. That's crazy, but give me Utah State. I just don't believe in UCLA. The last time that they're really good was maybe with Lonzo Ball. Give me Tennessee over Wofford. I mean, it'd be cool to see another 15 seed win, but no, I don't see it. Give me Auburn versus Louisville. That should be a pretty damn good game. Give me UC San Diego to continue the Cinderella run. Give me, again, North Carolina is just getting lucky with these draws. Iowa State's probably still going to be a little bit injured in the second game. North Carolina shouldn't be in there, but they're going to make it to the Sweet 16 regardless. Marquette, nope. Give me Michigan State. They're beating Marquette. We're going to kind of fly through this a little bit. Give me Florida over UConn. UConn hasn't been the same like they have been the past 2 years. Florida is just really good, dude. Could UConn win? Yes, because they are back-to-back champs. They could definitely beat Florida, but I'm choosing Florida. Give me Maryland. Oops. Give me Maryland. I was thinking about choosing Colorado State, but just give me Maryland. This would be really, really cool to see. 11th seed versus a 14th seed. That would be really, really cool. But give me Drake to continue. And then give me St. John's. Arkansas is not beating St. John's. Yeah, this is going to be surprising. I have said the past couple months that Duke is going to lose in the second round. I'm not changing my tone. I think Baylor is going to pull it off. Again, this would be really cool to see a 12th seed versus a 13th seed in the second round. Give me Akron to go on their upset run. Give me VCU. I'm not too big on Wisconsin, and then give me St. Mary's. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to go that crazy. Yeah, give me Houston. Gonzaga's just not the same Gonzaga that we have seen in the past couple of years. Give me High Point. Give me Xavier, because Kentucky's defense, like I said, it's going to bite them in the ass at some point, and I think it's going to bite them in the ass against Xavier. Give me Tennessee, and let's go back to the South. This is where the Cinderella run ends for San Diego. It was cool to see them win 2 playoff games, but they're not beating Auburn. And there needs to be a couple SEC teams to make it deep. There needs to be at least a couple of them to make it deep. Yeah, Michigan should kick North Carolina's ass. They should. Give me Florida. That should be a pretty good game, though. And then give me St. John's. I don't think that's going to be all that close, to be honest, unfortunately. Give me Akron to continue their Cinderella run. We need a couple of Cinderellas to continue their run. And then give me St. Mary's. Midwest, yeah, give me Houston, and then give me Tennessee, and then give me Auburn, Final Four, St. John's in the Final Four, St. Mary's in the Final Four, Houston in the Final Four, and then we're going to move on to the Final Four. It's not too chalky. I don't think it's too chalk. I mean, you got a 7th seed in the Final Four. That should be good enough. If it was chalky, it would be like 3 number 1 seeds and then like a number 2 seed. At least I have a 7th seed in there, but I don't see them. So I think it's going to be Houston versus St. John's, and I have St. John's winning. Rick Pitino has done a fantastical job with St. John's. He really has. And I think he's going to reward them with a championship. This should be a good game. I guess if you want me to to consider other teams, obviously Houston can win it, Auburn can win it, the Florida Gators can win it. UConn could go back to back to back. And Maryland's a good choice. Of course, even though I have them losing in the second round, Duke could win. Arizona could win. Alabama could. But I'm going to stick with what I have. Auburn versus St. John's. Houston, St. John's. That's my prediction. Yeah. Literally in 9 hours, the first game is going to begin at 11:15 with Louisville and Creighton. I don't think I'm going to be watching that game. I'm going to wait until I think it's at 11:40. I think it's High Point versus Purdue. I'm definitely going to be watching that one instead because I want to see an upset. So that's my pick, man. Yeah.